Good morning, good morning, good morning, you guys. Welcome to the Daily Drive. I know this looks a little bit different. You get to see Elliot back there behind me, and Kronk is behind all of that stuff in there, so Elliot can keep y'all entertained. I know this looks a bit different, and that is because Wednesdays are a bit different for me now. I am working part-time at a pig farm, which I am loving. I'm obsessed with it. It's one of my favorite things to do. I get excited to go to work, but it has changed my Wednesday schedule a little bit, and so that's what we're gonna kind of talk about today. I'm gonna let you know why I am out here in my living room giving you the Daily Drive today. But welcome to the Daily Drive. Say hey when y'all hop on. Say good morning. Drop me a hashtag Gratitude Wednesday. If you are new to the Daily Drive, it is just something that I created to help people work through their mental health blocks, their anxiety, whatever it is, because I was diagnosed with anxiety in 2010, and I lived in the low parts of anxiety for a long time. And when I realized what I could do to take control of my mind while living with anxiety, it was like a whole new world for me. And so I love nothing more than sharing that information with people. I truly feel like this is my purpose. Public speaking about mental health and helping to break the mental health stigmas is my purpose in life. And so that's why I'm here on Wednesdays. Every single Wednesday on the Daily Drive, we talk about gratitude. And that is because when I started to uncover the things that I could do to be in control of my mind, one of the main points that I kept seeing, one of the things that I kept hearing about, the ways that I kept seeing to be in control of your mind, the biggest thing was gratitude. It's just expressing gratitude. It's living in a state of gratitude. I used to roll my eyes when I would hear people say, like, living in an attitude of gratitude, like cute little rhyming things. But it's really true. When you live in an attitude of gratitude, you are taking control of the hormones and chemicals that are in your body. When you think about gratitude, when you do a gratitude practice, when you tell someone why you're grateful for them, when you journal what you're grateful for, when you are invoking those feelings of gratitude, you are releasing the same hormones into your body that are associated with the feelings of joy, the feelings of bliss, and the feelings of calm. So just by thinking about gratitude, you're intentionally giving yourself the happy hormones, the happy chemicals. And so intentional thinking and gratitude are so important for being in control of your mind. That is why we talk about it every single Wednesday. And so y'all know it's nothing new to y'all that my husband and I are huge Disney fans. I'm in the living room so y'all can see all of the Disney stuff over there. We've got all the ears up and everything. It's Disney everywhere around here. And so this morning, since Wednesdays are different for me now, I'm going to have to jump off of here and immediately get ready and go straight to work. And so I am changing up what I'm doing and starting my day a little bit differently so that I can get things done, right? And so I was watching Mary Poppins Returns this morning. It is literally one of my favorite Disney movies, if not my all-time favorite. I love Mary Poppins Returns. The music is amazing. The inspiration is what I connect with the most. And so I was watching it this morning while I am doing some crafting. So that's why I'm sitting out here in my living room, because my alarm went off at 8:20 and I still had gloves and resin everywhere. So I'm sitting out here doing some crafting, and that is because I'm changing my perspective on how I maneuver through the week. Since I'm working now on Wednesdays, I need to get things done, or I get to get things done that I want to do at different times. So instead of getting up this morning and sitting around for the hour after my husband leaves, or, whatever, doing what I normally do of just kind of wasting time in the morning, I wanted to go ahead and get some resin things set so that while I'm at work, they can do their thing, right? And so I was watching Mary Poppins Returns while I was sitting here crafting and doing this. And one of the songs that I love, my husband hates it, but one of the songs songs that I love is when they go and visit Cousin Topsy to fix the bowl that they want mending. And they go through a whole song because her life has turned topsy-turvy. She says turning turtle because everything is flipped upside down. And literally her whole house is upside down. All of the lamps are hanging from the ceiling. The stairs are upside down. And they go into a whole song just about flipping your perspective. And of course, with the magic of Disney and Mary Poppins, they all end up flipping on their heads upside down and seeing the world in a whole new way. But it just had me thinking about changing my perspective and being grateful for the fact that we can change our perspective. So although I was sitting here this morning wanting to kind of continue relaxing, but also wanting to craft, I got that reminder that shifting your perspective is good. It's great. And it is actually what helps you grow through life. When you change your perspective about things, you are unlimiting your mind and allowing your mind to create some freedom just because you're changing your perspective, right? So I no longer, on Wednesday mornings, just like sit around. Now there's things that I want to get done before I go spend time at the farm for the day and love doing that. And so now there's things that I want to get done. So that's why, again, we look a little bit different today because I was doing some crafting this morning. Since I'm going to be, good morning, Kimmy. Since I'm going to be out at the farm today, I wanted to get some things set in resin before I left. And so just simply changing my perspective about what is going on in my life changes everything. My cat is somewhere whining. But it changes everything because before, y'all, really, I would have sat here all morning and just wasted time and did nothing. I have a vendor sale this weekend that I am preparing for, and so would have felt rushed for getting that done, right? But just because I'm changing my perspective and understanding that I can do things at a different time, right, Kimmy, or just changing up the schedule. We get into this mindset of like, this is how it has to be, right? Like Monday I do this, Tuesday I do this, Wednesday I do this. But when you change your perspective about it, things start to change. So now when I come home from the farm this afternoon, I have all of this stuff already done and I can spend time working on other things. Y'all, I have a whole table of stuff to work on before my vendor sale this weekend. So now I can spend time working on other things because I'm shifting my perspective and changing my perspective in the mornings now, simply because I've incorporated a new part-time job, which I love and allows me to act in my purpose. And yes, Kimmy, change feels scary most of the time. And that's because our brains are designed to keep us safe. And that's why we feel fearful of things, because our brains are designed to keep us safe. And theoretically, if we're afraid to do something, we won't do it, and therefore we'll stay safe, right? And that's great. I thank my brain for that. I literally tell my brain, thank you for letting me know that something could go wrong or something could happen. But when you push through the fear and do the things anyway, do the things that are within your purpose and push through that fear, you're unlimiting your mind and putting that fear aside. And eventually your brain will start to catch up and will understand that you don't need to be fearful of certain situations. Is it reasonable to be fearful when you're approaching a little bit of traffic on the highway? Yeah. Because you don't know what's happening, right? It's not normal to slow down and stop on the interstate, so you don't know what's going on. But does that mean that you're going to pull your car over on the side of the road and park it and get out and walk home? No, you're going to keep driving to where you're going. You're going to be more alert. You're going to be aware. You're going to pay attention, right? And you're going to keep going. You're going to put that fear aside and you're going to keep going, right? Because you can't just stop your car in the middle of the interstate because there's a little bit of traffic and you're scared, right? It's the same thing with whatever else you're trying to do. I was so scared to get into resin stuff because it's not something that I've ever done. And I love it now. And do I still mess stuff up every day? Yeah, because I'm learning how to do it. But I'm putting the fear aside and doing it anyway and selling it at vendor sales and all of those things, right? So think of your life like that, like a car being in traffic. When you're coming up to traffic on the interstate, yeah, you might feel a little bit of fear, but you can't park your car in the middle of the interstate and get out and leave it and go do something else, right? You push through, you stay alert through your life, right? Like learn the lessons, pay attention. If something presents itself as a failure, pick out the lesson in that and keep moving forward, right? And I say presents itself as a failure because failure is in our brains, right? Because you tried something and it didn't work out for you, doesn't mean you failed at it. Doesn't mean it's a failure. Just means it's not one of your gifts. It's not in your energy. It's not in your purpose, right? So keep going. Push through all of those things. Try new things to continue finding what you like. Changing my perspective about trying new things has allowed me to find so many things lately that I absolutely love and that allow me to live in my energy and my purpose every day. Yes, Kimmy, you miss out on blessings and on the universe returning your abundance if you don't push through those things, right? Because there is abundance out there for all of us, and we block ourselves from it because we let the fear take control, right? So on this Wednesday, the reminder for gratitude is to be grateful that you can take control of your mind and be grateful that you can change your perspective. When I'm having a hard time understanding things from a different perspective or looking at things from a different way, that's how I redirect. I remind my brain that I'm grateful that I can do this. I'm grateful that I can change my perspective. I'm grateful that I can learn something new. I'm grateful that I can look at something differently. I'm grateful that I can try new things, right? And then that helps you push through that fear because the fear is always going to be there. And what makes or breaks us is if we push through that fear and do the things anyway, right? I hate the quotes that say like, feel no fear and like all of that, because fear is very real and it's very there and it's there for a reason in our brains. But when we do the things that we know are within our purpose and energy and we push through them, it helps us unlimit our minds to the next time. The very first time that I came on and did the daily drive was probably a hot mess, right? But I have done this now for over a year and it feels like second nature now. It feels like I'm just living in my energy 3 days a week by bringing you this. And that's because I just push through that fear every single day. Do I want to show the world the things that I craft? No, because I don't think they're that great. But have people bought them and spent their money on them because they like them? Yeah. So why keep that to myself, right? So use gratitude to help you remember that it's okay to flip your perspective. And in fact, it's better for you to flip your perspective because you've probably been living and dwelling in a dark place for a long time simply because you haven't flipped your perspective about things. I was just talking to one of my friends about this the other day who is having some struggles with getting help with her daughter. And she was kind of upset that she's doing it all by herself. And I told her, flip that perspective and get in the mindset of being the badass mom that's doing it all by herself and crushing it because you're awesome, right? Flip that perspective. Yeah, it's hard to do certain things, but when you flip your perspective about it and remind yourself that you get to do those things, so that remember what we talked about Monday, life experiences plus your growth journey equals your purpose, and your purpose equals motivation. When you push through that fear and redirect your purpose with gratitude, it helps you see those life experiences differently. It helps you go on that growth journey with a more open mind. So, Wednesday's reminder for gratitude today is to be grateful for the fact that you can shift your perspective. You can look at things differently. You can unlimit your thoughts. You can push through the fear. Like I said, I thank my brain. Thank you for trying to keep me safe. But this is what I want to do right now. So this is what we're going to do, right? When you flip your perspective and you do that, go watch Mary Poppins Returns. When you're topsy-turvy and you don't know what's going on, one of the lines they say is, when the world turns upside down, the best thing to do is turn right along with it. So when you've got crazy stuff going on, go with the flow, embrace it, be in there with it. Don't push it away. You never know what you're going to find that you love. I promise. But if you're blocking everything out and not doing things, then I promise you won't find what you love because you're not giving yourself the opportunity to. So become unlimited in your mind by being grateful for the fact that you can shift your perspective at any time. You can change your perspective and look at things differently. You can look at yourself differently. You can push through the fear and do things with a different perspective anytime you choose to. And when you use gratitude to redirect you to that perspective, that changing of your perspective, and to stay there, your brain will stay in that space and allow you to do so much more. I started out this morning only planning on working on some custom pet things over here. But watching Mary Poppins and changing my perspective, I shifted into just doing some other stuff too that now is done. So change your perspective, be grateful that you can take control of your perspective at any time, and use gratitude to redirect your thoughts always and get that energy flowing in your body and brain. Y'all do me a favor, check out dailydrivecoaching.com. I am still updating and relaunching and bringing y'all all kinds of content, so keep an eye out there. Scroll all the way down and put your email address in and hit subscribe, and you will get all of my updates. If you're not part of my Becoming Unlimited Facebook group, let me know, or just search Becoming Unlimited on Facebook. It is just a free community of support where you get these daily drives plus a little bit other content about redirecting and unlimiting your thoughts, and a community of support where you know that you're not alone. This is a non-judgmental, safe place for you to grow through your mental health. So that's Becoming Unlimited on Facebook. If you're checking this out on YouTube, do me a favor, hit subscribe, turn on notifications, and turn on notifications for all of my social media so that you don't miss any of this content, because it is my purpose in life to spread mental health awareness publicly, openly, vulnerably, all of the above. And you guys help me do that by tagging your friends, sharing my videos, my content, subscribing to the things, turning on notifications, being present with me. All of that helps me spread mental health awareness. I will never ask for a fee for what I do here on social media. You can see all of that on dailydrivecoaching.com, and just subscribe for free to all of my stuff. Yes, Kimmy, I'm so glad to see you. I love you. But you guys, remember, you can change your perspective at any time. Use gratitude to flip your perspective and then to live in the space and the energy of that new perspective. It will change your life. I love y'all so much. Thanks for hanging out with me today. I will see you soon.